Why has life got to be so hard? Pain, war, suicide, I mean, why can't it just be easy? Why we got to live in this world that's trembling in the wake of a fall? I pray that a lot. I'm like, God, just make things easy. Make things comfortable. I thought if I follow you, you make everything good. And yet, the rub with that is when I look back on this photo album of my life and I'm flipping through the pages, it's rarely the easy and comfortable times that God's doing good. Every time God's really doing something amazing in my heart, it's when everything was falling apart around me. It's like God says to me, no, it's not your circumstances that need to change, bro, it's you. God making my life difficult and hard is the only reason I'm even doing this now. This whole music thing, this band thing. I didn't play music. I was all into sports, and when I was 17, I was actually driving to a soccer game, and my buddy flipped the car at 50 miles an hour, and I went Peter Pan style out the window. And I flew out, and I hit the pavement so hard the doctor said I broke my back in 2 places. I broke my head right here, you can see the scar maybe, and 96 stitches were required to put my ear back on. It was dangling off, it was pretty awesome. You know, at first the doctors thought I was gonna die, and I didn't die, and they're like, well, he's definitely not gonna walk again, and then I walked again, and they're like, oh, he'll definitely not run again, and I ran. They're like, well, I guess God's got other plans for this guy. And you know, I ended up having to lay on my back for like 2 months. And so I'm laying there on my back, and you know, it could have been really easy for me to go, God, what's the deal, man? You know, I was just following you, I was obeying you, and yet this is how you repay me? You let me break my back? Are you kidding me? I thought you loved me. But it was then, laying on my broken back, that I finally asked for a guitar. I'd never played guitar, and suddenly I couldn't play sports, so I needed a hobby. And so laying there on my broken back is when my fingers first started to learn to play those chords. And it was out of that chaos that God brought a song out of my mouth. And so the only reason I'm now singing on a stage every night is because God refused to let my life be easy. He said, no, Mike, it's not your circumstances that need to change, it's you. And sometimes to change us, he's got to put us through the worst things possible. And you know, you may not have that happy ending right now. You might be walking through a storm. You might be walking through trouble like you've never seen before. And you're asking, where are you, God? What's the deal, man? And I don't even want you to look at my story. What I would really want you to do is just look at the cross, right? And stare at it and be convinced. Let the cross be the evidence that your heart and mind are longing for, that our God is a God who brings beauty out of pain. Our God is a God who brings art out of chaos. He brings life out of death, even his own son. And so if he can bring redemption out of the most horrific act that has ever happened, then maybe, just maybe, redemption is waiting in the wings for you and me.